Hello friends, I'm Larry with Rides Done Right, and this is Journey to Track Days. Hello! Yeah.
His car was already built by Strictly Street Rods. He got wiped out in the four-way stop.
I can have the most talented guy in there, but if he's not driving with the rest of the crew, it's in the back.
Drives the truck, drives the car, he flies the plane. Do you get paid 3 times? No.
This show, top 5 in America.
Welcome to the gear prep video. This is where I'm going to talk about the different things that you got to get when you go out on the track. Now I started out, I've got a lot of gear. I've got 10 jackets. Before this I had 3 suits. And you have to go through your gear, find out what it is you're going to wear to be safe. I checked with the dealer, I got online, and narrowed down what it was that I was going to go get. And so we're going to kind of go through some of that stuff now. Now I have a lot of helmets. I've had a lot of Bell helmets. 3 of them are in front of me. I've got at least another 2, 3 around, plus what I've got for track days. So that's just Bell helmets. I got a lot of helmets. Kind of like girls collect shoes, I collect motorcycle gear. So let's take a look at a snippet from the helmet video that we did at the dealership, and to see the whole thing, go online. You find the entire video start to finish. But for now, let's take a look at that helmet video. When I got the CBR 954 and I went out on a straight and got in the tuck, I found that I couldn't see. The helmet was actually not giving me enough vision. So I asked you, what do you guys have out there now that would be current? Are they doing anything different?
And that's where this Race Star comes into effect, because back when you bought yours, there was just the Bell, there was just the Star. There wasn't the Race Star or the Pro Star. So now you have a few options for going onto the track and getting into that tuck position.
So one of the things that I loved, obviously, now getting the helmet, and first thing I did, you stick it on, and you definitely see it's got higher line of sight on the top and wider out the sides too, and I really like that.
Yes, the one thing that they did do was kind of lower the cut on the side of the helmet, basically for vertical and lateral vision. So when you have to look this way, that way, even forward, it's a bigger field of view.
Yeah, when you're on a track, you don't have mirrors, so it's not like I can look down in the mirror and see some guy that's coming up beside me. I'm gonna have to look around and kind of, see what's going on.
You'll hear him and you know he's there, but it's still good to see where he is.
Yeah. At the same time, I plan on looking a little more forward than I do backwards. But,
let's hope that's the case.
Yeah, so that'll be pretty cool. But then the side effects of getting the newer helmet is that it has the newer carbon fiber. Now, it says that it has a 3K carbon fiber, the makeup on this helmet. What was it for weight again?
About 1,500 grams.
One of the things I liked about it was that it had this different cheek pad remover.
Yes. It's basically by magnets. And magnets are what hold it in place.
Man, that's so much better. Any of us that have had these helmets that have the snap out cheek pads, it's always, you inevitably wind up, when you're screwing around with your helmet, you unsnap one, and then you got to sit there and try and feel for it, to snap it back in, and it's just a pain in the butt. These magnets are going to be really cool.
Super easy to get in and out of when you're washing the liner in your helmet. Very simple to do. Also, basically for emergency use in case of an incident or an impact, they can just pop the cheek pads out and then roll the helmet off of your head.
And that iridium, can you explain the difference of like iridium versus like the smoke and what's...
Well, the iridium one is more of a mirrored finish, so it's going to reflect the light a little bit different than a dark smoked or a light smoked one. Realistically, the tint on it is about equal to a light smoke shield versus a dark smoke shield. There is an optional pin lock shield available for it, even with tear-off posts. So for the guy that's a true racer and he wants to get some tear-offs and go that direction, that's available for it as well.
And I noticed that the stock shield that came with it has pin locks, so it looked like it was ready to go where you could put tear-offs on it. And then this shield being the iridium, and what it is I'm going to do with it, I think I should be good to go. We'll see.
Yeah, they're an injection molded shield, so you're going to basically be protected from 99% of the UV rays as well, so that's a plus. But like I said before, your iridium shields Look nice, they look really cool with the mirrored finish and stuff, but their tint's just a little bit lighter than a dark smoked shield. So because every time that you're out on a racetrack, not every day is it real sunny. So if you get into a day that's kind of really dark and overcast, the last thing you want is a real dark shield to look through.
Well, one of the other things that I noticed about the helmet that I really like is they have changed the mechanism that you take it on and off with. It's way more definitive. You know when you push them in, it pulls right out. But the big thing is that when you put the shield back in, you've got clear slots. You put the helmet into the holes, and then when you push it forward, it locks right on, and it is fast and easy.
And that's a plus, especially like, for instance, when we watched Isle of Man a few weeks ago, when those guys come into their pits, changing the tires, and they have one guy that does nothing but pop the shield off, put the shield on, and clean the windscreen. Super great idea for that aspect.
It was funny because we're watching it, and when I saw that, I'm going, man, either those guys are really good at it, or they've changed the technology, because the older ones, they had different kind of mechanisms that seemed to be, you had to kind of get them just right to get in there.
Yes, yes.
And this, it eliminates the whole thinking process.
Super slick, yep.
Yeah, I like it.
So let me talk a little bit about that helmet now that I've actually had the thing on the track. It performed great. I mean, not so much me, but the helmet did great. The line of vision in it is everything that I'd hoped. I didn't, on the track day, I didn't get into the full tuck like I did when I was practicing stuff on the street, but I got, the big thing that I noticed about it is the vision sideways and up top. You just can see everything. The helmet was very cool. It was a 92-degree day. I stayed cool in the helmet all day. It was comfortable. I'm surprised how quiet it was considering the amount of good airflow I was getting. So that was pretty impressive as well. But overall, I'm really, really thankful that I got that thing, and it is definitely performed better than the previous version that I had, which was the Carbon Race. Now the suit, having 3 suits, I was really hoping that one of those was going to do it for me. But the cheaper suit that I had was uncomfortable under my on my knees in the suit. It just would feel like I was rubbing my knees, like if you just crawled across pavement or something. It just wasn't comfortable. After 5 or 10 minutes, it would really be irritating. So comfort was one of the things that I wanted to get towards with another suit, and also I wanted a better quality suit. So same thing here. Let's look at some snippets from the suit video that I did at the dealership, and the same thing. To see the whole video, go look us up on YouTube or on the website here, and you'll see more in detail the full length on that suit.
Yes, introductory level suit is good for the guy that's riding on the street and doing okay, wants something a little bit more protection than what he regularly has. But if you're going to be on some track days, you're going to be probably doing a little bit higher speeds than you would be on the road, hopefully, and therefore a better suit would definitely qualify for that purpose.
Well, I had a lot of things about the old suit that weren't cutting it for me, and one of them was comfort. And so I had gone to you and I said a couple of things. I want a suit that's going to be more comfortable, that's going to work better for track days, and that's going to be a little more affordable. I mean, I don't want to jump right in doing track days and go up at a high level suit. I'm not racing, so I don't need to go all the way. But those were the 3 things I was looking for, and you pointed me to the suit.
Yes, it's a very good price point, great quality, and comfort is outstanding.
So it's a Cortech Latigo then?
Yes.
Now, one of the things that I noticed is that and some people would say, well, the Adrenaline, which is the next one up, which was only a few $100s more, why didn't I go to the Adrenaline? Well, for me, I'll just say straight up, I looked at the looks of it, and I thought the style of this one looked cooler. So I was like, I'll go with the Latigo. I mean, it's going to get done what I need.
Yes.
And I like the color patterns and stuff on it.
Yeah, and it's got a great look to it, obviously. The looks aren't everything.
Looks aren't everything. So a couple of the points that I noticed in comfort were the ends of the arms and the ends of the bottoms of the legs where they attach. When you get other suits, at least the cheaper ones that I had, when I go to put my gloves on or put my boots on, I kind of noticed the fit just was a little funkier, and these have a really cool, sporty, tight fit.
Yes, very nice snug cuff on both the legs and the arms.
So I'm looking forward to that part of it. One of the things that this thing has is it's got a liner in it, and I was trying to figure out a liner in a suit for the summer, how that's going to be, but they say that they're cooling. I mean, it's kind of like a mesh cooling liner.
Exactly, because you are going to get hot in this suit, and when you get onto a track, your adrenaline starts going a little bit faster than what you would expect, so you're definitely going to be heating up quite a bit more. So therefore, this will help that breathe a little bit so you aren't so muggy.
And one of the things I also noticed was that in the cheaper suit that didn't have anything in there, you get these sew marks that go right over the top of the knees, and so when you're in on the bike and you're crouched down and the leather is stretched over your leg, you have that seam right on your knee, and it just seemed to kind of rub like you were crawling around on carpet with shorts on or something.
Yes, and that's why these guys have put pieces and stretch panels into places to help cure that, so you're going to be more comfortable on the bike.
Comfort's a good thing. So we got comfort covered, we got protection covered. It actually has what looks like a really good quality leather on it.
Yeah, it's 1.2 to 1.4 millimeters, so it's pretty good thickness throughout the suit.
It also has a nice combination of perforated in it, and that's something too. Again, I want something cooling and
Yes, you will want to get some airflow through that when you're going on a track.
I also noticed that there are a lot of stretch panels, and that's something that 5 years ago I don't remember seeing that in suits so much. I mean, basically everything was just leather, and you didn't see any of those points where they really put much of that. And are they doing that more in suits?
They're doing that more and more, and sometimes more of a stretch panel versus an accordion type of leather. The accordion type of leather is good. Obviously, it's got strong protection, but the comfort level is the sacrifice.
Well, one of the final points on it that I noticed about the suit is that it has extra protection over the tailbone, and that's not only is it cool, from what I understand, it's like the lowest price suit on the market to give that. So that's pretty cool.
There's a lot of features and benefits to this suit for the money. That's the nice thing about this suit.
Well, that suit really didn't disappoint on the track. The first track day with it out, it was comfortable. I actually was surprised again at the cooling in the suit. How it, for it being a hot day when I was out there, it stayed pretty comfortable, as comfortable as something can be when you got full leather on it. Now, under that tracksuit, I had ordered the back protector, the Cortech back protector, to go with that Latigo suit because they said it goes under it. And it's one of the things I will say that I really liked about it is it has a nice kidney belt built into it, and the kidney belt, is comfortable, and the thing is actually comfortable, but it was pretty thick, and actually thicker than my Alpinestars. So that was something that I thought, well, let's see what my Alpinestars one does too. By the way, this is a C2 rated, which is pretty much your entry level, but at a good price point, and it actually worked for me. This is my Alpinestars Bionic. Now, this is CE2 rated as well, but it seemed that it was a little thinner. It actually fit better under the suit. I did have to give up some more room in the suit because of the chest protector that was in it. But the chest guard is really nice, and especially when I put the chest guard on and the back of the suit, I said to myself, this is really the kind of protection that I want. So this is what I wear then under the suit. It definitely gives you that thick, side profile thing going on, and when you're already starting out thick, it makes you look a little thicker. But I was willing to give up some of that look to make sure that I had comfort. So I was pretty pleased with how the Bionic did under that suit. Well, keeping with the role that I got on with replacing the things that I had, I do have gloves. I had a set of cheaper full gauntlet gloves that I planned on using, but really they were tight. It wasn't a size issue. They just were tight. They didn't contour well. They didn't feel as comfortable as what I would have wanted to go out and wear on a track, all day. So. Same deal. I went to the dealership, and let's take a look at what we did, what we talked about in that video. So when I came to you and said, "This is what I'm doing. I need some good quality gloves that are going to be that, that's going to work for what I'm doing." Which one did you tell me?
Yeah, Alpinestars GP Plus.
So as a track day deal. You want something that's out there that I stick my hand down and I don't want to like lose my pinky. And one of the things that I noticed is that they stitch the pinky and the secondary finger together. Have they been doing that for very long?
They've been doing it for a few years, but it's not very common in your average street riding glove. So most of the guys that are going to get this are going to be doing some track days.
One of the things I noticed and just sticking my hands in there is that it's a natural feel. I mean, that's kind of, you're doing the same thing with your finger, so I didn't really have a problem with the idea of sticking my hand in there and having the two fingers going together. I could see having this style of glove on the street as well.
Yes, and the thing about having those two attached together is you will eventually work your way into running your levers with your middle finger and your index finger as well, and keeping the other two onto the handlebar.
One of the other things I really liked about the pinky area is that they give you padding all the way down from the top of your pinky down into the wrist area. So I never thought about it, but I guess if you came off the bike, that side of the hand is kind of common to hit.
Yes, that's our natural reaction, is to put our hands out and brace ourselves for the impact.
It also carried that right around into the palm too, so it was padded, same kind of deal. Then you go down, and
yes.
So in those areas, it's got good padding, good protection. And one of the things that I'm liking about it was when I stuck the gloves on, they have really nice flex to them.
Yes, absolutely. Well, and again, they're designed for what you're looking for. So they're a pre-curved palm, and they fit very comfortable basically when you're going down the road, unlike a lot of gloves that are out there that are flat gloves, because the flat gloves are going to bunch up around the palm and you're going to feel a lot more of the glove. And realistically, comfort is everything. When you're out on a track, your concentration level and focus is just so high on what you're doing, the last thing you want is to have some little thing bothering your hand.
Well, that's cool. I also like the fact that it has, behind the knuckles, it has this raised area with ventilation, and that's going to be nice too. I thought it was pretty clever that they would vent the back behind the knuckles, knowing that would help, cool you when you're out there.
Yes, all airflow is good airflow when it comes to being on a track.
Okay, and the same thing with that video as the others is to see the full details of the Alpinestars video, and we actually did go into more in the full video, but check that one out as well on the website or on YouTube. The Alpinestars actually really operated well, and what I really liked about them is that they were comfortable. They were easy to get into. Sizing, of course, I got sizing right off the bat, but it fit really, really well, and just was comfortable throughout the whole day. I definitely like the fact that the pinky is sewn and attached, and what they did. So, just felt like a good quality glove, which it should, because those gloves are, in my budget range, those gloves are pretty darn expensive. So, well, thank God there was something in my gear selection that I didn't have to replace, and that was my boots. I bought CD boots, and they are comfortable. They've done me well over the years. They're starting to get broke in, so they're starting to feel better. I was in those really all day. I didn't do swap out of gear in between the event. I kept that suit on the whole day. I had the boots on. Right after the riders meeting, I put my boots on and was in them then really the rest of the day, and they did fine. So that's pretty much it for gear prep and what it is that I put together and brought with me. Now I feel at least confident enough to know I can go repeat these days and be in good shape. So keep watching and see how this all continues. I'll report back if anything changes on any of the gear, or add anything or swap anything out. But so far after the first track day, it looked really good. So we'll see how it goes the rest of the summer. Thanks for watching Gear Prep, and watch all the other videos. We'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.